What's going on, guys? Threat Level Midnight here, and today we're talking about the often forgotten and underappreciated 20-inch barreled AR-15s. I think over the years, a lot of people, I mean, everyone's seen it. Everyone's trending towards the shorter barreled guns. Everyone wants an SBR or like a 13.7 or a 14.5, like pin and weld gun, because CQB is super trendy and it's super cool. You can make cool Instagram content with it, and everyone wants to do it and shoot really fast at like 7 feet. But everyone forgets that, hey, pretty much the most pleasant gun to shoot out there is a 20-inch AR-15, and everyone that wants to try to tame a short-barreled gun has got to do, tweak their buffer weights and springs and gas systems and add muzzle devices to match what this thing does on its own. And I understand why the short barrel guns exist, don't get me wrong. I mean, I carry a short barrel gun every day because I'm in and out of cars and in and out of houses all day. That's what I primarily do. I don't run it too short. I don't really want to go shorter than a 14.5. And this is the upper that I run on my rifle at work every day. And I have an LPVO on it, and I live in the desert, a huge open desert area. So I find myself, needing glass pretty frequently. So this works for me, but I wouldn't really want to go any shorter than this at all. I've shot a lot of 10.5s, 7.5s, 11.5s, and those are just too short for me. They don't give you much real estate to grab onto, and they just kind of degrade the performance as you get shorter. But if you scale up and go the opposite direction, man, this thing's a hammer. One, it's super accurate. Two, really light recoil, and three, it's not that much less maneuverable than a 16 or a 14.5. And I think people kind of forget that because like, oh, it's this old stupid musket, like why would we do that? But I think in most people's use cases, if you're not in some sort of professional environment where you're in and out of vehicles, or you are actually going into houses all day long, you're going to the range, you're going out into the desert with friends, I think you're gonna have a lot more fun with a gun like this, and two, it's gonna be a lot more useful to you. When I was a wee lad in Afghanistan, I carried a Mark 12, which is an 18-inch barrel, M16 with glass on it, and I thought that was a far superior gun to the M6 or the M4A1s. I would much rather have a Mark 12 than an M4. Because it gave me so much more capability, even over a 4-power ACOG or an Elcan Spectre, 1-4, like I would take the glass any day of the week, even without offset irons or an offset red dot. And on this one, you see I got an offset red dot, so I can shoot fast up close too, and I like having it. But even then, even without the red dot, I much preferred a bigger gun because we were mostly doing open air patrols and stand and post, and I wanted to have the reach. And I think for the most part, people that are going out to the range, you want to shoot far, you want to shoot close. This can do it all. So don't sleep on the 20-inch gun. So I went out to the range yesterday. I swapped scopes and put a higher powered scope on this one. This one's a 4-16, and might be a little overglassed for what I use it for, but I had fun with it, and I stretched it out to 750, and you get consistent hits out to 750. So I'll show you guys these videos from the range, and you can let me know what you think. But I do a little drill on the ladder to show maneuverability. I shoot some build drills with it, do a little bit of target transitioning at close range, and then I stretch it out to 750 yards. And I'm just shooting Winchester white box, and I know that most people, when they do like their DMR, SPR, Recce, everyone's got a little acronym for every gun under the sun, right? It's just a 20-inch AR with glass on it. To me, it doesn't have to be called anything cool. But everyone's shooting like 77 grain Black Hills. They're shooting some sort of match load, and I don't want to pay for that, and I really don't. I want a gun that can sling what I give it accurately, and this gun does it. And if you build one like this, you can too. You can notice that this one's got an Adams Arms piston system. It was like 2012 and pistons were cool, so I put a piston on here. It's got a Daniel Defense Omega rail. It's actually a 1-in-9 twist barrel, so it handles the lighter stuff real well too. But all in all, great gun to shoot, and I think you'll see that. I didn't have the mics on me at the range, so I'll just voice over and kind of explain what's going on. But I think you'll see at the end of it that this is a pretty useful gun. And like I say, if you're not in and out of small spaces all day, then a 20-inch gun's probably right for you, and you're probably missing out on a lot of good shooting experience because you don't have a gun that's kind of built like this, and it's built with a red dot and a riser. when you shoot under night vision once every 6 months, you know, with some friends, which is unfortunate because you're missing out on a good time. So let's head out to the range and see how it did. Let's see how we did. And this is not a full size, this is a micro AR-15’s, so easy peasy keeping those rounds on target with a 20-inch barrel. That's not bad for being a 20-inch gun. All right, guys, so you saw those videos at the range, and I mean, this thing's a shooter. It's just such a laser beam shooting like fast strings. You can shoot so fast with a 20-inch gun, and it just stays so level. You know, I did some testing where I was testing on a machine gun lower, different barrel lengths, and the 7.5 barrel was the worst, and that thing was just running all over the place. The 11.5 was still a little jumpy. 16 was pretty good, but the 20-inch was so smooth. And it just locks right on. So I already knew this was going to be a great gun to shoot. But hopefully this opens your eyes to the 20-inch guns. And if you were thinking about building one, consider it, because it's a lot of fun to shoot, and it gives you extraordinary ability when you throw glass on a gun like this. They're very accurate, even with what you would consider like lower tier parts. I think the way things are machined these days, a lot of these like lower tiered barrels can keep up just fine, and you're not going to outrun them. And even if you do, even if you burn a barrel out, okay, get a wrench and swap it out. It's no big deal. For $200 you can get a new barrel, a good barrel at that. So let me know what you guys think. Please like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.